What's up, y'all? This is Deep, the plug 963. Whew. I'm a preacher's kid. Yeah, twice. My biological father and my stepdad. My biological father and my stepdad are preachers, and they both became preachers underneath their marriage to my mother. So I think she a preacher maker. Ha! But I remember when I first went secular. Since went secular, that sounds so very churchy, but yeah, that's what I went secular, right? The church roll, they were like, "Oh, it's the prodigal son." I remember mama, "Yeah, you're going out there the straight, you'll be back," all these things, right? And my first deal was at a label in DC, and I remembered working on my song "Something More" that went on to make some noise in the industry, and it was kind of like my introduction. But I remember them telling me, "Yeah, you don't really need to say anything about spiritual and churchy and that kind of thing." And so I remember really surgically removing my spirituality from this R&B artist, right? But that's truly who I am. And so what's dope about this frequency is this. The 963 frequency is revered for its spiritual and healing properties. It is said to help open the crown chakra, allowing us to access higher knowledge, deepen our spiritual connection, and invite divine wisdom into our lives. Furthermore, it is believed to facilitate emotion and mental healing. Whoa, right? So, of course, Mental Health Awareness Month, that's why it was important for me to drop this project. And so May 31st was very important, especially going into Black men's mental health awareness, and then Black Music Month. There's a trinity of purpose and reasons as it pertains to numbers. There's a number affiliation with every step of this project, the different visual representations, the dates that it had to be released, the time signatures, the meaning of the numbers that were used. And so when I sent this particular definition, I sent it to producer Lamar. So Lamar, what up, Lamar? And Lamar and his business partner, his creative partner, they worked on this track that they sent to me, and I was like, yeah, that's it. And it was so very majestic, and it reminded me of my classical training upbringing. I went to HSPVA in Houston, Texas. I went to Johnston. I went to Ludington. Lord, I went to Lovett. That's what the name of it was. Ha! But I went to these 3 magnet performing arts schools, and by the time you get to HSPVA, you had to audition, to get in. And I was a double major as a pianist, a jazz pianist, and a vocalist as well. Interesting story. I am on the Cabo Carter album because I've been working with Beyonce for years at this point, and she does an opera insert in one of her songs called Caro Mio Bien. Caro Mio Bien. And it's the song that we had to sing as freshmen going into HSPVA. This is the school that she went to. So when Miss Tina is talking about that particular time, that is from that same school. And so, of course, Virgo to Virgo, I had no idea that was going to happen. But Virgo to Virgo, I inject classical inserts. I did so on one time on the This Shit Can't Wait project, and I did so again on this because it just reminds me of something majestic. It reminds me of a simple way of vocalizing that's very, very focused on connecting to a higher power. And there was an ex-girlfriend of mine, Karen, shout out. I said her name publicly. But yeah, she reminded me, she said, don't forget your spirituality. Don't forget that we are spiritual beings. I've been watching where you're going. I'm loving what you're saying, and you are leading people, and it's so congruent, and I see you, and I understand even your angst with the church itself. The church itself can be, a thing, but don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Don't throw out and lose your spirituality, because that's how you lose your power. And I was like, well, I'm manifesting this stuff. She's like, I heard it, but where's your power? Where's God's word on it? Find a balance for that, find a way. And so thank you for that, Karen. I'm forever indebted to that. The plug was me tapping back into my source, tapping back into my power without compromise and convoluting that with the restrictions of religion. So I'm hoping that the plug allows the listener to go back to a journey and allow the sonics and the freedom of the sonics, the raw of the vocals. We didn't EQ this crazy and change things, but I'm hoping that that rawness and pureness reminds you that your spiritual connection, your higher power, whatever that is, your God self, recognizes the most vulnerable version of you. It doesn't have to be perfect. The most raw version of you. That's where you can go. A lot of times when we feel alone, who can I talk to? Throw it out there. Your power is in your mouth. That's why manifestations work. As a man thinketh, so shall he be. So when you say things with affirmation and with strength in your words, start saying it till you believe it. Because then once you believe it, you'll act like it. And when your actions and your words align, that's when the reality can be shifted in your favor. So hopefully you just tap in and plug in. 963.
I'm done the work, here is my faith.